Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, he says that Iran had no choice but to respond, and he insists that he respects the sovereignty of Gulf neighbors. But how is that message likely to be received in the region after missiles targeted their territory and infrastructure, hitting not only U.S. bases, but hotels, airports, you name it?
Good evening, Natasha, and thank you for inviting me. Yes, what we say is that this is the shining proof of what Israel has claimed for long, that the Iranian regime is very aggressive, and his aspiration is not only eliminating Israel, but controlling and dominating all the region. And this is exactly what reflects now. And we got to this war as a no choice. We tried all possible peaceful ways to come to understanding, to a good neighborhood, but nothing moved. And we got to the point that this radical regime, that 47 years since its inception, has declared that his ultimate goal is to eliminate Israel. They even put a clock in the middle of Tehran, counting down the time of Israel. And now they came so close to mass destruction weapons. So we didn't have any choice, but in order to defend ourselves, just to strike and to prevent them from gaining a mass destruction weapon.
With a missile intercepted en route to Turkish airspace, how serious is the risk of NATO actually being pulled more directly into this conflict? And apart from NATO, European countries?
This is exactly the miscalculation that is, I'd say that in this they are very consistent, the Iranian regime, in miscalculating, targeting a NATO country and a European country like Cyprus and all the Middle East countries just reflects the fact that they have their own ideology, their own way of analyzing their own reality. And this is what we have said and claimed for a long time. Now the world understands that. And we feel that we are the front line, standing now in the front line of the free world, not defending only the borders of Israel, but defending the free world from this axis of evil. Because if we want to prosper, if the world's economy wants to prosper, it needs security. Look, for example, the IMEC, the Indo-Middle East Europe Economic Corridor. It will not prosper if there is a threat like the Iranian threat in the region. So this is exactly what we claimed for many years, that it's not only Israel. They start with Israel, but it's much more than this. And I think what we see now reflects exactly that.
You know, we're seeing countries like China, for one, say that they're trying to now step in and see if there's any room for mediation between Iran and the United States. From a diplomatic perspective, is there still room for regional de-escalation that would involve Gulf states, or are we moving toward a broader international confrontation?
There is always a room for diplomatic solution, and we prefer diplomatic solution. Israel, I can say, from the perspective of Israel, is a peace-seeking country. And we proved it all the time. So if anyone wants to talk, and I think that President Trump, the leader of the free world, just said that. If they want to talk, we can talk. We can talk at any point, but they need to understand what are the limits, and they are not going to deceive us anymore. We had enough of it. I think that the era of geostrategic patience is over. Not anymore. That's it. So either they come and meet the demands and what is needed in order to open the world for free trade, free economy, prosperity, or they stay in the evil axis and then they will have to pay the toll.